So, here's how to run a coaching discovery call. Keep it to about 30 minutes, split it into 4 phases, and spend most of that time listening instead of pitching. The 4 phases are open, explore, connect, and close. That's the entire framework for a coaching discovery call. And once you have it, these conversations get a lot less scary. I ran mine badly for my whole first year. I talked too much, I pitched way too early, and I couldn't figure out why people would nod along on the call, and then just disappear. In this video, I'll walk you through all 4 phases, give you the exact questions I ask in each one, and show you how to handle the 3 objections that come up on almost every single call. So let's start with the most important reframe, because it's the thing that fixed my close rate overnight. A discovery call is not coaching. You are not there to solve their problem for free. You're there to find out one thing. Are you and this person a good fit to work together? That's it. The second I stopped trying to prove how brilliant a coach I was on these calls and started just figuring out whether we matched, everything got easier. Here's the first concrete thing to do, and you can set this up today. Before anyone gets on a call with you, make them fill out a short intake form. Just a few questions about what they're struggling with and what they want. This does 3 things at once. It gives you context so you're not starting cold, it makes the person take the call seriously, and it quietly filters out the people who were never really going to commit. If someone won't spend 3 minutes on a form, they're not booking your program. I have my whole booking and intake set up on Paperbell, so when someone grabs a discovery call slot, my intake questions are built right into the booking flow, and I've got their answers before we ever get on the call. Now let's build the actual call. I keep mine to 30 minutes, and honestly, a tight 30 is better than a loose hour. A shorter call signals that you respect their time and yours, and it keeps the conversation focused. Inside that 30 minutes, there are 4 phases, and I'm going to walk you through all 4. The first phase is the opening, and it's short, maybe 2 minutes. You start human. A little bit of small talk, then you set the frame out loud. I want to spend most of our time today really understanding your situation and what you're working toward. That one sentence does something important. It tells them this call is about them, not about you reading off a sales script. The second phase is exploration, and this is the heart of the call. This is where you spend a solid 15 minutes, which is half your whole call, just asking questions and actually listening to the answers. Most coaches rush this part because silence feels awkward, but the exploration phase is where the client basically talks themselves into working with you. Your 2 most powerful phrases here are, "Tell me more about that," and "What have you already tried?" I'll give you the full question list in a minute, so stay with me for that. The third phase is where you connect their situation to your work, and this only takes about 5 minutes. Notice how late this comes. You do not pitch in minute 3. You pitch after you've listened, and when you do, you keep it simple. Based on everything you've just shared with me, this is exactly the kind of thing I help my clients with. You're not launching into a feature list. You're drawing a straight line from their problem to your coaching. The 4th phase is the close, and it's just 3 minutes, but most coaches completely fumble it. The close is not, "Well, let me know what you think." The close is a clear next step. I'm going to send you a follow-up email today with a summary and the details on working together. You always leave the call with a concrete action, therefore the prospect always knows exactly what happens next. Vague endings kill deals. Okay, I promised you the questions, so here they are. I group them into 4 buckets, and I move through them in order during that exploration phase. The first bucket is their current situation. I ask things like, "Tell me about what's going on right now. How long has this been happening? And how is it affecting your day-to-day life?" These questions get them talking about the pain in their own words, which matters a lot for later. The second bucket is their goals. Here I ask, what does success look like for you 6 months from now? Why is now the right time to work on this? And if you actually got there, what would that change for you? That last question is quietly the most powerful one on the whole call because it moves them from the problem to the payoff. The third bucket is their previous attempts. I ask, what have you already tried and how did that go? And then, what do you think is actually getting in your way? This is where you find out whether they're coachable and whether they've already burned out on a bunch of quick fixes. The fourth bucket is fit. I ask, why coaching specifically? Have you worked with a coach before? And what would make this feel like a good investment to you? And I always end with a simple catch-all. Is there anything else I should know? People will often drop the real reason they're on the call in answer to that one. Now, one rule that took me too long to learn. During the exploration phase, your prospect will sometimes ask you an actual coaching question. They'll describe a problem and go, so what should I do about that? It is so tempting to jump in and coach them right there because you want to prove your value. Don't. Gently redirect. That's a great question, and it's exactly the kind of thing we dig into together. You're not being cold, you're just protecting the purpose of the call, which is fit, not free coaching. Here's the part I really want you to hear, because this is where most discovery calls quietly fall apart, and it's the single biggest thing that changed my results. At the end of the call, you're going to hit an objection, almost every time. And the coaches who close aren't the ones who avoid objections, they're the ones who stay calm and ask one more question instead of panicking. There are 3 objections you'll hear over and over, so let me give you the exact response for each. The first one is, I need to think about it. This one sounds final, but it almost never is. Instead of deflating, you ask, totally understand. What's giving you pause? Is there something specific I can clear up for you? 9 times out of 10, I need to think about it is really a hidden question they didn't feel comfortable asking, and when you invite it, they'll actually tell you. The second one is, I can't afford it. Your job here is to figure out whether that's a real budget problem or a value problem, and those are completely different. So you ask, is the investment genuinely out of reach right now, or are you just not sure yet that it's worth it? If it's a value question, you keep talking. If it's a real budget wall, that's when you can offer a payment plan. The third one is, now isn't the right time. Don't argue with it. Just get specific. That makes sense. When would feel like a better time? And then you actually schedule the follow-up for that window. Half the time, not right now, turns into, okay, actually, let's just start. So remember at the start when I said people would nod on the call and then vanish? Here's what I was missing. The call doesn't end when you hang up. Within 24 hours, you send a follow-up email, and this email is where a shocking number of deals actually close. Keep it short and warm, but include 4 things. 1. A quick personalized summary of what they told you so they feel heard. 2. A clear line connecting their goal to your program. 3. The specific next step with an actual link to book or pay. And 4. An open door. Reply here if any questions come up. That's it. You're not writing an essay, you're making it stupidly easy to say yes. And a quick reality check on numbers so you don't panic. You will not close everyone, and you shouldn't want to. A successful discovery call ends with clarity, even when that clarity is, we're not a match. With qualified prospects, somewhere around half to 2/3 saying yes is a genuinely strong result. So if 1 in 10 think about it, people comes back. That's not you failing. That's just the process working. So here's what to do this week. Write out your 4 phases, build your intake form, and pick your questions from the 4 buckets I gave you. If you want the easy version of the setup, I run all of mine on Paperbell. I've got my discovery call as its own bookable package, with the length set, my intake questions attached, and the reminders sent automatically. So I just show up, and have the conversation. You can start for free, and the link's in the description. Go set yours up, and then go book a few of these calls. They get easier every single time.